Morning everybody, it's Monday morning. Apologies about the issues last week with the videos. Basically, long story short, I recorded in Ultra HD instead of the standard HD. That was basically it, standard high definition. Now the difference basically is when I convert and upload a video file in standard definition, it takes us half an hour in total. Well, last night it hadn't even converted in 2 hours, so I left it overnight and I hadn't converted in 8 hours so to a video file. So apologies about that, but I managed to get a workaround this morning, and at the moment I'm busy processing and uploading as I speak. So you'll see this video from last week, well, you'll see the last week's video on Monday morning. So once that's been done, that's all sorted, I'll be able to use that camera for the remainder of today and this week. In the meantime, I've got the action cam on the go. What I'm doing is carrying on from where I left off last week. I've got 4 other different varieties of marigolds to sow, so I'm going to get cracked on with these, then I'm going to get started with building the bench. Let's get started. So that's that sorted out. Just a couple of things I just want to tell you about with the sowing of the marigolds. Now, like I mentioned previously, just always take a look at the packet to see what the packet says and follow the instructions on the packet. This time round, I haven't done that, but if you're going to do it this way, just a couple of things. Now, don't expect 100% germination. So if you put 1 in per cell tray, don't expect 1 to come up on each and every single cell tray. Like I say, with the germination, sometimes it doesn't happen. So what my recommendation is to sow, if you're going to do it in blocks of trays, first 2 rows across the top of here, sow 2 per pot. Alternatively, if you've got enough and you're not bothered about the wastage, sow 2 per cell anyways. Then what you can do is you can pick out the strongest one, you can pick out one, transplant the other, or if need be, get rid of the other. But that's exactly what I've done on here. A few of them I've just kept as singles, and another I've got a couple in as doubles, so I've got a backup just in case for some reason I have poor germination on some of them. But with this fine covering across there, that is that all done. I does recommend to cover these with a glass on the top, or alternatively with a propagator, which I will do once I find the propagators. But there we go, there's the first lot of marigolds done. I've still got these cosmos to do, so I'll show you how I'm going to start the cosmos off as well. So what I've got here is cosmos. Cosmos are lovely little plant when bunched together. They end up looking like that. You put them together in blocks, they come up, look lovely. I grew them last year and they did look really pretty. So how we'll start them off is I've got my small seed tray. I've drilled holes in, put drills in, rows. And all I'm going to do, it states on the back, thin, cover thinly. So once again, just like the petunias, but apart from not like the petunias, you don't cover the petunias up. Just get this compost. Get the seed, sorry. I've just cut my nails, that's it. I'm definitely opening packets. The seeds are just like that. So I'll get the whole lot out. And just thinly. Now I will be potting these up. You can sow these direct outside as well later on in the year. And just to start off, we'll get a few on the go, and I'll save these ones for putting straight outside. Because something I don't often do is sow outside direct, but this year I will be trying a few different things, sowing things directly. So that's them done. just make sure that they're in the drills, so we can see exactly what's what. Firm down. Fine compost. Careful not to, you don't want to be just going on and just brushing it all over, because you don't want to disturb the seed when they're nice and neat and tidy in the rows. Put them across there. Get me a little doofer. So, little push down. Job is a good one. The water, which is warmed up. Get them a drink, and these will go into the back end on the top shelf. That's another flower sorted. So now the fun part. Time to go and get this bench all measured out. Oh yeah, and by the way, if you've got the Johnson's packets with the marigolds, they're fine, they've got a little packet on the inside. But if you have the standard Wilco ones, be wary, because there's no packet on the inside, and as you can see there, they're just open. So if you do open up your seeds, be careful with the Wilco's packets, because they will go everywhere and you'll spend ages trying to pick them off the floor. Right, time to get these taken down to the bottom. So at the moment, what I've done is I've measured 2 long lengths to fit the bottom greenhouse, that first section there, and I've cut all of these slats from my old bed, all roughly around about the same size. I've just basically cut them in threes, third of them, about 17, just over 17 inches each for the slats. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure a couple of end pieces, screw them from there to there, and then put one there. Then it'll be miss one. Normally you put them in sideways like that. Get one that's a temporary measure. You put the next one in there like that. Screw it, lift that up. Next one, screw it. And like that. That's how we normally get the gaps, like that. But it's all about the preparation. So get something, so you get the gist anyway. So it comes like that. So I'm going to get these bits measured at the end, and then what I'm going to do is I'll show you what I'm going to do with these to help prevent splitting. To stop, if you're ever going to put screws in the end of things, then it's recommended to drill holes first. So drill your hole and it'll not split the wood. So what I'm going to do now is put this middle section in, hold it together, screw it in, then I can get that bit side done as well. Then I can get the other end done, then I can start putting these slats on. Okay, that's that done. So I've got the framework in, ready to go. It's measured out, it's all the right size. So all I've done, I'm going to do one at the top, one at the bottom, put one on the end, screw that in. Next one, I use one as a marker, like I said before. Then I'll put a drill hole in that end because that stops it from splitting at the end. I'll drill, screw, drill, screw, drill, screw all the way till I get right at the end. I'll see how far I get with all these slats, then that'll be done. But time is getting away from us today. Time to go to work, so I'll just pick up with this tomorrow morning. So I'll see you tomorrow morning. Well, good morning. Once again, I'm up the eyes. Tried to sort this fire out this morning. It was a bit nippy last night. It got about 9 degrees in the greenhouse overall. So I've got lots to do to get this fire sorted out as well. I've got some more to cut and things today. But anyways, that's just stuff to do in the background. Quickly show you before I go and carry on finishing that bench. I received another package last night, and it was a package I was expecting, of course. It's the second part of the prize that I won on Instagram. So what I received in this pack was basically, it's a sample pack from Mills, starter pack. I also received a hat as well. Now, I've already got the hat dirty, never mind, I'll have to give it a wash. It's come in handy today because it's been nippy this morning, but a lot worse than what it was like yesterday. I do need to do a bit of research for it. I have already looked into it in the past, But I will be using these with the giants over the coming season and seeing how far I get with them. I do know other people that grow them, use the stuff, sorry, and so I've got plenty of people that ask if I do get stuck. So thank you very much, James from Mills, for those, and also the hat as well. Like I say, it'll both come in very handy as well to go alongside with the moonshine products I won as well. So looking forward to putting them in. But as of things from today, still lots and lots to do. I'm so busy, it's unbelievable down at the garden here. I'm gonna get on with that bench, then I've got potting on and potting on and potting on to do. So like I say, there may be a few late nights this week where I do a live stream. But in the meantime, let's get cracked on. So back to where we were yesterday. Got the lats, got the side. Let's get this bench finished. And there we have it. Not the greatest, not the best. I didn't measure them all. See you later. I thought I had that problem properly as well. Anyhow, yeah, so that's that sorted out. Now, as you can see, I cut through, I measure 3 and just use that as a template and cut the rest. Hence the reason why it's all different sizes. But that's easily fixed, which I'm going to start cutting them off just to make it flush. Then I'll start preparing it to go into the bottom. So I'll take it down there once I've gotten this cut. I've just finished doing the finishing touches for the bench in here. Let us just quickly turn you around and show you what we've got. So there we have it. The bench is on. It's just a temporary bench. I can remove the screws from the top of here, in the middle of supports here. Then just lift this up and store it down the back if need be. All it's held on with at the back is just the end section over there and this little bit of angle iron there as well. So I mean, I need to put something in this back corner here. Might have to put another leg in here, the back corner, just to support it, because I don't want anything going down over there. It shouldn't do, but that's the bench done. That means I can get more things in here now. Woohoo! So I'm prepped, ready to go with the giant onions. I've already potted on a few other bits and pieces while I've been waiting, while it's just managing me time. I've only got another 20 minutes or so, so I'm going to pot these onions into here, new stakes, and leave them in here overnight until I get stuff sorted in the back section there. I've also got the cabbages to pot on as well, which I'll do tonight when I come down after work. So let's get this done as quick as possible. Well, sorry about that. I got a phone call and it knocked my phone off. But I managed to get all of them potted up into the 2 litre pots. So I've started running out of clips, so I had to be wary of what I was doing. So they're I think they're Peter Glazebrook ones. Yeah, Peter Glazebrook ones. I got off Gary. So they're all potted up, and that's where they will stay. They're looking alright. I've got them other ones as well in the back here. So got them ones to do. Right, so when I come back tonight, I've got these cabbages to pot into air pots. I'll give it a little bit of a drink actually. Is there anyone water in there? Yeah, no, there's not. Anyways, I'll get that a drink before I leave now, because it's time to go to work. So might do a live video tonight, might not. See what happens. If I do, I'll see you later. If not, I'll see you tomorrow morning. Good morning, Wednesday morning. Down in the plot, I've got some more potting on to do, and I just wanted to check for storm damage. Luckily, there's been no damage. I think the birdhouse roof has come off, and I think that's about it. So, not too bad considering how bad it's been. I'm coming down this morning to do a bit more potting on. I've got the giant cabbage to pot on. I'm potting them on into these rose buckets. So I've got the Cornish giants here. They're getting big for their pots. You can tell by the roots on them as well. There we go. So time for these to get potted up into these pots. I've got 3 of them here to do. I've still got more at home which I need to bring over as well, but in the meantime I'm going to get on with these now. And there we have the 3 biggest Cornish giant cabbage that I've got potted into the rose buckets. So they're going to have to go down into the cold green frame, their cold greenhouse, and that's where they'll stop until it's time to plant out, and I'll have to bring the other lot down as well to get them potted up. Next up on the potting on list are some more leeks. These are the Betty Black leeks that I got off Chris Lang, and as you can see they're dying to be popped up. So I've got 5 here that's ready. I've cleared some space next door, and I've got the Ellies to pot up behind us as well. So that's them ones done. Got them done yesterday. Now all I need to do is get these ones at the back potted up. So we've got 4, 8, 12, 16 leeks potted up, 17 including the one that I've nicked right back. Silly me, never mind. Getting all them done, so there's more potted on there. The giant cabbage has been potted on, and obviously these onions have been potted on yesterday as well. So potting on. I'm going to have a look through these ones, these Ellies, and see what I want to keep on growing, because it's getting to a point now where I totally ran out of space, and I haven't even started the potting on of these Cumbrians, which the Betty Black leeks and the Cumbrians. These need to be potted on as soon as possible, because they're itching to get moved up. So I've got them to move on into the big rose buckets, which will be next task to do when I get some more compost. Then, like I say, I'm going to have to try and work out what I'm keeping and what I'm not. Hopefully the weather improves shortly, or I'm going to have to heat another greenhouse. So I've managed to find a little bit of compost just to get these last things potted up for today. Then I've got to go to next door, in the next door's plot, and I'm going to put some roses in, but I'll show you about that in a second. What I'm going to pot up now, because they're ready to go, are the Swedes. So these are the 2 different kinds of Swedes that I sowed, one on the 25th of the 2nd. So I'm going to start potting all of these up till I run out of compost, basically. So, see he's down there. Well, you know. So as you've seen at the end there as well, I just quickly potted on the heavy carrots. I've getting the Swede potted on, getting heavy carrots potted on with my core in, and also the other giant Swedes at the back. So I've got the giant Swedes potted on, that's them done. So lots of potting on done this morning. I'm going to see what time it is and see if I can get these rose bushes in next door. Well, another job done. I'm getting them roses up from my mother-in-law's. There's one there, there's one down there. The thornless one is there. I've also put this hydrangea in the bottom here as well. So that's them done. That's them in the flower section. That section is still yet to be done. I've already de-weeded that section. I've still got another 2 days to basically, just gonna take a couple of days to get them done. But I'll take us in the top greenhouse and then see you guys till tomorrow. And there we'll have another day. Another morning done, another morning's work done. Still lots to put on. Gran has kindly agreed to let me keep some things in his greenhouse at the moment. I've got no room left, which is a big problem. So I'm going to have to start culling the leeks, because I'm going to start potting onto the big rose pots next, like I mentioned earlier. I can't wait to get that greenhouse up down there, because I've got a bench in there to sort out as well. And like I say, I still haven't even sowed the main veg yet, so I've still got all of those things to sort out as well. But when the weather warms up, my granddad's got all his, so if I do miss out on any veg, we can just share. There's always people willing to swap and things as well, so I'm not really too worried about that. On this bench here where I made the space, you can see that I've put the chrysanthemums cuttings. Now the first one of chrysanthemums cuttings I took were the yellow coat here on the first of the second, and they're coming up nicely there now as well. You're starting to see the roots on the bottom there, in the bottom corner there, starting to come through there nice. So yeah, look, the chrysanthemums are coming along canny. Dahlias aren't, so I'll probably be getting some dahlias in this year if need be. I've got the seed ones, but for cuttings and things, it's not happening. They are rooting, but of course it's with the cold weathers that we're getting through the night, it's not really helping at all. It needs to have a heated bench underneath to be able to do that. But still plenty of time for them over the years. I'm not at a loss with them. People will have swaps and things like that, so let's see what comes of them. So I'm going to work now. Have fun everybody, this sunny and windy day. Batten down the hatches. It's going to be another wild one up here in the northeast, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. Morning everybody, it's now Thursday morning. I'm just at home because, to be quite honest, it's been down to the garden the past few days. The back garden greenhouse has been neglected. It's just been left to get on with doing what it's doing. It's pretty much sort of automated in here. I've got the heater on at 13 degrees to kick in at 13 degrees, which will heat this room up in here. I've got the watering trays in, so I just need to water from below, just let them soak in when they need to. But I've came in this morning and a lot of things were dry, and there's a lot of things need potting up as well. So let me show you what I need to quickly pot up in here, and to show you around everything that's happening in here as well. So I've just started potting on these Mckenzie leeks. So I've just grabbed the many different size buckets as I could. That's close to the same size, and these I got off Gary Williamson as well. I've got some clover compost, which I'm busy using at the minute. This is last year's, because you can tell with the amount of roughage that's in it. There's when I potted them into them pots, because after nicking them back, what I'm doing is see how badly these need potting on by looking at the roots. See that? Bear with us, 2 seconds. Just pop this off. You can see the roots on there, dying, itching to get potted on. So I'm going to pop that into here now, just like I've done with the rest of them. Now this whole thing came as a complete accident. Alright, I think it's fantastic. I love it. It's so much easier for potting on and tidying up. So all I've done is I've got the bench on the bottom. I've made this bench from, I can't remember what I made it from, it's recycled anyways. This was already built. I've just put this cover over the top, just stapled it down, and this has got many uses. What I've done is I've got the other bench on the bottom with the dog bed, which has got the compost in. Now yes, there's a little bit of bending over to do to get the compost, especially right at the back, but I can bring that to the front. All I need to do is get my pot, fill it with compost. If any fall, if I push it off the side, it falls straight through the gaps. It already sieves through the gaps and back straight to the dog bed. Less tidying up to do. Very handy. It was just a lucky accident that happened. There was no planning made involved at all, but if anybody want to take it for any ideas, I'd recommend doing it. So I just need to get this pot into here now, and there we'll have it. 6 Mckenzie leeks, all potted up. I love seeing these twists on these flags. That's just sitting up there by itself. It's great, nice to see. So I'm going to water them in thoroughly, and I'll get a quick tour in the grow room itself. Made a bit of a change in here as well, just to accumulate some other things as well. So from here I've got the Yorkshire Giants that Dave Shaw brought down for me from Paul Rochester. These were the pretty much the last potting on of the Yorkshire Giant leeks. So they're all coming along all right in the big pots. Of course, we've got the Mckenzie leeks, which I've just potted up into the bigger pots. They should react well in there. I've got some Cornish GIANT cabbage here. The last lot I sowed, which was on the 9th of the 12th, they were on the windowsill in the sitting room and the cat got to them. So I think I've managed to save probably 2 of them. But never mind, them 4 can go in the back garden. I've got Ellie's there from the 27th of the 11th. They're all doing well under the lights in here as well. I've got 2 out of the 4 pips that I got from Paul Rochester, the heavy onions. They're coming along very well as well. Just behind there, I've got some Ellies, more Ellies. The 2 onions, this 2 seed that I got of Dave from his one that he went, his onion that he went to seed last year, are there coming along all right as well. It is very tight in here. I've got me Bradley onions, which possibly next week will start getting potted on. I need to sort them out with some more sticks and some more green clips, just to get them, because they're a bit higher up of course than the, you see the size of them fruits there. I'll pull these out so we can see better in here as well. So I've pulled the Cornish GIANT cabbage out. Now if you remember, I potted these on a couple of weeks ago, and as you can see, they've reacted very well. They're ready to be potted on to the next size pot. So what I'll do is I'll take these down to the garden and I'll pot these on. They look very good, them. I like them. Nice colour on them. I get they off from that one there. They did need a really good drink, but they've reacted really well. You can see the roots through there in the pots. Definitely ready to be potted on. So into the back, I've got the Billy Lamb onions that I have Gary. They're going to need potted on as well, just like I did with the other ones, the Peter Glazebrook ones. And these are they're not Sweet William. They're the Bradley onions as well from the first lot I sowed. I've taken half of them down to the allotment and half of them are staying under the lights here. They'll be due to be potted on as well. I need to get them a clean up. Is there anything underneath? Oh, there we go. See, there you go. Need to get them potted on and get them sorted out, so that's the next task. Fan's doing well. Plenty of circulation coming around in here. And the last thing I want to show you, save the sort of the best at last, are the heavy carrots. So there's the heavy carrots. They're coming on fantastic. I have taken the tops off, the propagator top, like the little plastic cup. I've left that one on because that's the smallest one. But they look very good. Very good. I'm pleased with the way that they're turning out. Now they're under the lights. And also getting natural daylight from the back there, because I've left the top off the back, so the daylight can bounce off the back and come in as well, so they're getting light from all directions. So that's how things are progressing inside the little grow room at home. There is a little bit of work needs doing. I've put a little bench on the top here just so I can make space, make thingy of the space. And these are the Musselburgh leeks, my Grandad's leeks, the elephant leeks, Grandad's leeks at the back. And I've also got the Ailsa Craig onions there as well. Now, they've just been moved. That's the reason why they're hanging down a bit, and I've just watered them as well. They'll soon recover. Last thing in here is lily. So this lily was a Jumpin' Joy orange lily, which I saved from Morrison's. I think it was over a year ago. It was 2 years ago now. Now this here is the bulbils, from the bulbils of the main plant, because the main plant died. The main bulb went soft. So I've been nurturing this to get the lily again, and they're coming up nicely. So that's staying up there. Right, I'm going to quickly take you outside and show you what's happening with the bulbs and the tulips and things that Lesley sowed in the back garden. Back garden border. I mean, this is a clematis here, which I saved. It's 50p from Wilkinson's. I thought it was dead, but it's had new growth come up the top, so I left it and I've potted it up, and it's rising up fantastic. So I've got in here, I've got all sorts going on. I've got tulips in here, foxgloves. I don't know what else I put in here. There was a lot of spring bulbs as well, just in the back. Still plenty of time for them to colour up. I've got sweet peas which I put into these little windowsill propagators. They'll be alright once I sort them out and move them out of the way. They're no good no more, they're done. They're the hyacinths that I tried to start off earlier. In here we've got, this is from last year, these are calendula, which are starting to come back. We've got some antirrhinum, which are starting to come back as well. There's a lot of dead heading need doing on these. Same with them ones there. I don't know what this is, but once again another safe plant from the cheap section in Morrison's. So if we come across here in the pots, there's some weeds going on, but by the time we get rid of them, they'll be fine. Tulips coming up there. Tulips coming up in here as well. Crocus have already been up. More tulips in here with crocus, tulips and crocus. Lesley's done all this herself. In here we've got the little white strawberries that I got off Neil Robinson from Grandad's allotment. They're coming fine, so we'll leave them in the pots and get a bit bigger. Take the runners from this here. And if we come across this side, you can see in here what we've got in here. So these are Mount Hood daffodils, which will be these ones here. There's a bit of a running theme with the Hood name across here because it's of course my surname. These are the Red Riding Hood tulips as well, so the red ones. So this is the Hood bucket. And in this other pot here, as you can see, we've got some tulips popping up. These are lovely tulips. I can't remember the name of them, but they're all starting to pop up now. I think they're Riding Hood tulips as well. But these things here, this one here, and that one there. Now I totally forgot about them. These are snakehead fritillaries, I think they're called. They look absolutely lovely. They open up, they droop down, and they look like a snakehead. I bought 3 bulbs from Harrogate last year, and I've potted them in here and left them, and they're starting to grow, which is great. Also in here you can see like little, what they call again, poppies. There's little poppies in here as well. So there's plenty going on in the pots here in the back garden. We've got some little flowers here going on as well, which Lesley potted in. Antirrhinum from last year has grown back. And I've still got all of these minimums left. I've left them in. Deadhead, as you can see, the new growth coming back there. Nip the little flower head off. And all the way around there, they're coming back. Dig this section over again. I'm going to put strawberries in here for the bed. A couple of things out of these. The onions are kept for seed, and to be quite honest, I'm not expecting anything from them. To be honest, it's a shame. This one here, it's all soft and it's all rotted. Just left them outside, the water's getting in. I need to take the skins right back. I might bring them back inside actually, and see if I can save them. I mean, that's definitely well rooted. That one is definitely well rooted as well, so I might take them back inside and clean them up. So that's them stock onions all cleaned up. No more wetness on the outsides, nice and firm. So I think I've done the right thing. I'll have to do that one there. I think I've done the right thing by removing all of them off. I'll just double check with other people as well. Oh, missed a bit there. There we go. So hopefully these will produce flowers that I can pollinate, then get seed off. But it's the first time I've done it from the onions that I did last year. It's all an experiment. We'll see how things go. And the last thing I'm going to show you in here are the angel trumpets that I got off Martin. So as you already know, I lost one of the white ones, but 5 out of 6 that's rooted isn't too bad. I need to check and see what these roots are like actually underneath, in case they need potting on. There's no sign of the root on the bottom as of yet, but there's plenty top growth, which is a good sign. Very good sign. I'll have to chop that section off there as well, because that part's dead. I don't want that going down any further. So there'll be two per plant. So we've got 2 white and 3 yellow. So we'll have 2 per plant, and I'll stick one in by itself. And these are just hardwood cuttings as well. I'm very pleased with the way they come out. Martin, well done to you. You looked after them before sending them over. Martin, I've got some ellies there for you. So when they get a bit bigger and the roots develop a bit more, I'll get them sent down to you. Okay, but that's me for another morning. So I'm off tomorrow. Should be having a manure delivery, but we'll see. If I do, it's going to be pretty much shoveling cow pat all day. So I'll keep it clean. I'll see you tomorrow, see what we'll get up to. Good morning. It is now Friday morning, full day off work today. Hey, woohoo! This morning's task will be to get parsnips in. So I've got to go down, prep the bed, ready for the parsnips to go in. I need to choose which bed I'm going to put them in actually. So I'm going to do that this morning. I'm going to see what else there is I can get sowed as well, which will be the peas as well. So today's task will be the parsnips and the peas. I came in before and the first thing I could smell was the hyacinths, so it's nice to get that smell again, and that smell always reminds me spring's nearly here, even though the weather forecast doesn't say so. But it doesn't know what it wants to do, does it? It's glorious sunshine again. The wind is howling up here in the northeast again, but tasks have still got to get done and sorted. So let's go and get these parsnips sown, then I'll prep the peas to get put in as well. So these peas that I've just showed you, I'm going to get them, I'm going to do them a little bit differently. I said I was going to do them in guttering, but I'm not going to use the guttering. I'm going to do something a little bit different. I remember, as I was walking back to the greenhouse here, that I was given some long trays, which I'll show you in a second. I think I'll give them from Dave Shaw, I think. And that's these here, I believe. So I got given these. If it's not you, Dave, sorry. Sorry whoever it was that gave me them. It was a little while ago. So these would be ideal for the peas. So the long roots on them. So I'm going to start off with using these, just because I'll be able to keep them in a small confined space, and it's better than using the guttering, especially with the space issues that I'm having at the moment. So I'm just going to pop these down here, and I'm just going to put them in. So the chap who had this garden before me, his name was Darky. So Darky's peas, we need to get the stores built back up. That's that done. I've got a bit of compost here to cover over the top. And that's them in. And I've still got some more to sow for later. So they're going to go into the cold greenhouse down the bottom, on the shelves, up out of the way, so that nothing can get to them. Right, so now that's done, I'm going to go down and prep the bed for the parsnips. So I've taken the cover off this bed, and then as you can see, this is where I had the lilies last year. It looks like I've missed a couple out. So I'm going to dig all them up, put them into another pot, and get them sorted. With this bed, I just want to show you how deep it goes. So I'll be leaving that bed alone. I'll decide what to do with that once I've put the structure up. But this bed here, the parsnips are going in today. Now, as you can see, that's the depth of the bed. So there's plenty room, which is about, there's the spade. It's a good 1.5 foot down. So there's plenty of room for the parsnips to grow down. And there's also another 1/2 foot on the top, so I can move compost out of there into here, fill this one up, also fill this one up as well if need be, when the time comes to move that. But I'm just busy digging this over. Before I get this dug over, compost is The soil is specifically made for it. It's lovely and fluffy, so I'm going to get the rest of this done, then show you how I'm going to sow the parsnips. Sorry about the wind. Progress stopped with the parsnip bed. John's turned up with a load of wood for it, and at the minute he's giving us a hand with the chainsaw, chopping up all this wood here. He's might as well do it while we're here. So that's what we're doing at the minute, and I'll show you the wood once I've getting this sorted out. Then I'll be back on with the parsnip bed. So that's John away now. We've just spent about an hour chopping all the wood that we find. I'll show you the wood that we've got stored. John, Dave will be happy because he's been doing all of this. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 full bags of kindling, and I've got all that wood at the back as well. So thank you very much for that, John. I think he's leaving now anyways. See you later, John. Bye. Right, now I'm going to go and get them parsnips in. Finally. So this is the parsnip bed ready to go. I've just made this for the covering and stuff, just like I did with the onions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sow 1 row of parsnips today, another row of parsnips in 4 weeks time, and another row of parsnips in another 4 weeks time. And that means I've got staggered sowing throughout this bed here. Once I've done that, I'm going to clear out that bed. I'm going to put that cover on, and then I'm going to get them cauliflowers sown into there. In fact, I've changed my mind. I'm going to sow all 3 all at the same time. The 3 varieties that I'm going to sow this year are Javelin, Gladiator, and also White Spear. So I'm going to take this down there with a tripod, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. So this is the parsnip bed ready to go. I've just made this for the covering and stuff, just like I did with the onions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sow 1 row of parsnips today, another row of parsnips in 4 weeks time, and another row of parsnips in another 4 weeks time. And that means I've got staggered sowing throughout this bed here. Once I've done that, I'm going to clear out that bed. I'm going to put that cover on, and then I'm going to get them cauliflowers sown into there. What I'm going to do is get my long length, just create back and forward, the groove. So that's 1, 2, 3. So I've got 3 straight grooves there. What I'm going to do is just sprinkle them down, each one, packet each. Do these sparingly, because you've just got to thin them out again. Advised not to do it in the wind. You get seeds blown all over the place. Much happy with the sowing position. 2 hands. And you create yourself a little mound in the middle. There you go, there's 1 line done. So I'm going to quickly get these other 2 done, then that's parsnips done for this year. And there we have 1 row of Gladiator, evenly spaced, 1 row of Javelin, evenly spaced, and 1 row of White Spear, evenly spaced. Now I have found that I've never done this before with the mounds, but it makes things a little bit easier with regards to weeding, because anything that's grown in between here will be the weed. Anything that comes up in the middle will be the parsnip, and if you know what a parsnip, young parsnip looks like, you can know exactly what you need to keep a hold of. Right, I'm going to get cracked on with this bed here quickly and get these cauliflowers in. Well, what a difference. What a difference. So that's all that levelled off and all cleaned up and weeded out. I'm going to get this cover put on top of there now, get it staked in and get the cauliflowers in. Whew. You're not gardening unless you've got a bit of claret. Oh, nip my finger trying to sort the tripod out. It's stinking. Getting this bed sorted now. I'll move out the way and you can have a look and see what it's done, and I'm going to put you on super fast speed while I put the cauliflowers in. So there we have it. That's all done. Just need to get my tube planter and start getting all these cabbage potted up. Well, I do hate an odd number, but I only had 19 cauliflower, sorry. So these are the all year round cauliflower that I sowed on the 30th of the 10th. So these were sowed back in October. Now, I've never sowed these in October before, but they've worked. I'm quite happy with the way they've turned out. There is one special cauliflower which I want to show you, and I've got that specially placed right at the back. All these ones are all fine. Then when it comes to this one at the back here, I don't know if you can see or not, but it's got two heads. It will have two heads. It's split on the centre there. It's just because it's thingy down there, but it's going to have two heads on that one. So there's one we can look out for. Now, that's all tidied up and sorted. I'm going to give them a sprinkle of water, give them water, and then I'm going to put the green mesh over the top. Well, we've just had a bit of rain here, and as you can see, what's left is a beautiful rainbow. So as I was hiding from the rain, I didn't want to get wet. That has helped actually, because it meant I didn't have to water the parsnips and things in. But I'm going to take you back down to the bottom and show you all of that now. So I managed to get this barrel sorted today as well. I just need to cut the bottom off. So it's got that one sorted, and that one sorted. So I just need to get the bottom of that barrel off, fill them up with sand, fill that with sand, fill all these barrels with sand, and then get coring out ready to go for the long parsnip seeds. They're long carrots, sorry. So let's go down here. Well, what a transformation. So parsnips in, that's them done, sorted, Bob's your uncle. And that's them in as well, the cauliflowers, with the mesh on over the top, all tight, all sorted, caned up across the top, so that's not going anywhere, and the birds can't get in neither, and neither will the butterflies. So they're in, they're sorted. I'm very, very pleased with the way that's come out. We're getting all the wood that was across there chopped up and burnt. I'm going to take it next door and show you what I've done next. Now this is going to be a large flower bed, like I mentioned before, from there all the way down to there. Now it's already got a lot of different things in, which are starting to come up. These here, I can't remember the names of them. I'll have to ask Ronnie what he's got in here. There's spring bulbs and all sorts in here. There's normally spring bulbs inside of the pots here, which I need to clean out, but I've getting to this point here, and what I've been doing is just the sticks like that, all the dead stuff. I need to go over it with like a hoe or something like that. I've just been lifting all of them out, so all of them are clean. So I'm pretty much just need to get the groundwork done. I'm going to get a load of bark, just a layer for across the bottom, just to help with the weeds. And what else I'm going to do is I'm going to put the lavender in that I got saved from last year, in different places as well, all the way across, so they'll have some lavender in here as well. So that's going to look lovely when I get sorted out. I'm going to put the spring bulbs back in the pot as well once I build up my own stock. But yeah, I'm pleased with getting that sorted out as well. It's just, of course, just having to go over across all of the bottoms and stuff. I actually need to tidy it up, but it's a start. Right, well that's me done for the day. I'm going to go sit back in the shed and finish off from the day. On the way back to the shed I decided to just do one more job. So I manured the pea bed. So this is where the peas are going to be this year. So that's all manured and ready for the peas to go in when little Kyle comes down, because Kyle always does the peas. Right, time for a sit down. I've pulled the lavender out as well. So this is the saved lavender from the tiny little plugs that I got a while ago. I put them into the pine cups and they smell fantastic. I've had them stored in this greenhouse here over winter. I'm going to go through these, not now, but I will go through them and I'll pick out all of the weeds that's found their way in, and then they will be going before. So I'm quite happy with the way they are coming out. So it'll be time to get them in. They're getting a bit pop bombed in there. Right, season the shed. Well, I need to get this shed sorted out now as well. But in the meantime, that's the wood all stockpiled up. Thanks to John. John, you've been an absolute godsend, mate. All of that wood sorted. I've still got more wood to come as well, and I've got the coasters, all the bags there as well for the other fire as well. So I'm pleased with today's outcome. Lots of things done. The only thing I didn't get done, which I wanted to get done, was the peas. I did sow a few peas, but the main lot of peas I'll wait until Sunday when little Kyle can come down, because the weather's been on and off all day today. It's now absolutely glorious sunshine, but it's too late. Too little too late. The day is now finished. When you've had enough, stop. So at the moment I've had enough. So I shall see you on Sunday. I've got a delivery coming tomorrow morning for the garden, so I'll be down here tomorrow just to sort that out. But other than that, I'll see you on Sunday. Hi everybody, end of the week. It's Sunday now. As you can see in the background, I've got a little helper here today. We'll go outside and see what he's getting up to at the moment as well. He's digging! Let's show you what I've just found in here, the one I came in. Lovely little note. There's only one man that's dropped that off with that handwriting. To you from me. That's Grandad Dave. So, thank you very much, Grandad Dave. He's dropped a couple of things off here for the hanger basket. So, keep things simple. I'm going to have a look through these, see how they need to be planted, when they need to be planted, and plant them. I've also been out to the allotment shop this morning and getting some compost and also some more goodies. But let's go and see what little Kyle's been up to. Come on, Kyle, let's see what you've been doing. So, Kyle, what you been doing?
I was doing some digging.
You've been doing some digging. How then? Show us what you've been doing. You're digging Daddy's leak trench. Show us how you do it then. How do you do it? You got your little spade. Then you turn it over, then what do you do after that?
Find the peas.
We're going to do the peas. We'll do the peas later on, but we'll tell people about that later on, right? You keep on digging that ground over and Daddy go and get a cup of tea sorted, right?
Let's watch the video.
We will afterwards.
We're planting the peas.
We're planting the peas. He's not going to let us have the hat back. Are you? Is that Kyle's hat now? Stop being silly. Right, me and Kyle's going to get the peas planted on Paddy's Day. So,
and my mummy's at home.
Mummy's at home. It's just boys' day today, isn't it? Look, just like your dad, you got to have black stuff on your face, don't you? Right, let's get these peas in. Right, what we're going to do now is we're going to plant the peas.
We're going to plant the peas.
And these are called Hurst green shaft.
Green shaft.
And how you plant them is you do this. So you get your pea and you just get one at a time, don't you? And you put in the trench there, and you put another one a little bit further across. But now we've already done these bits here, we need to move back. So we're going to move back and do the other ones as well. One there next to it, one next to it, one next to it, one next to it, next to it, next to it, next to it, next to it. So keep putting them in all the way down there. Right? Can't keep doing it. Good lad, keep putting them in. That's it, next to them. Next to each other.
My best friends. My best friends. That's so big.
job, Kyle. There we'll have the peas, evenly spaced. I've used the whole packet all the way down to the bottom there. Little Kyle did a great job, didn't you, son?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what we're going to do now, we need to cover them up, don't we?
Yeah.
So come and cover them up, then we'll cover it over. Okay, that's the peas in. So I'm in the greenhouse now and I'm just going to do one more job and I'll start potting up all of the ones that the leeks that's ready. I'm going to pot on all the leeks that's ready to be potted into, from the 2 litre pots into the big litre pots as well. So I'm going to put some my core on. I'm going to pop these into here and that's them ready to go before they go to the trench in May. So they'll get a good 4 to 6 weeks in here, then straight into the pot. And if I'm quite not ready to go in, I'll just put these into the polytunnel once I get the cover on, and they can stay in there until I feel as though they're ready to go into the ground. That's them 6 Cumbrians potted on into the final bucket. Used a full bag of, what's it, professional, Clover Professional compost. So that's them in there. So I've got 6 in there, and I've calculated today that I can get 20 leeks in this tunnel. So I'm going to have to sort myself out and get another section sorted for the leeks, because I've got more than 20. At different stages and stuff like that. Some of these will be going out into the normal pots. I'll be putting these in pots, standard, just start big pots, and that's it, with some garden compost and letting them see how they go. I'll have to see what's what. But I've only got room for 20 leeks in that polytunnel. Doing it a bit different this year. But got to get the onion house up first before thinking of making any more structures. But yeah, that's them done. That's me done as well. I've got some more potting on to do next week. Got lots of other things to pot on. I've got these onions to pot on. I've got the onions at home to pot on. I've got these Betty Black leeks need potting on, because the roots on the bottom of them indicate that they need to be sorted out, which I'll do probably tomorrow. You can see there. So they need to be potted on as soon as possible, which will be tomorrow. So you'll see that next week. Got soil in my mouth. At least it's not on my face. So I'm going to take you into the next door, say goodbye to little Kyle as well, who's been crack as a day, and I'll catch you all next week. So I'll take you back in the shed. Fire's roaring away. Well, I got my hat back. Thanks, Kyle. Right, that's me and little Kyle done for today. Do you want to show everybody your top? What top you got on? What's it say?
Kyle lost the flat.
Kyle lost the plot. Right, that's me and Kyle done. We've done the peas, haven't we? We've done the peas.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did the peas. Did a very good job doing the
Yeah,
peas.
yeah.
Peas on Paddy's Day. So that's me and little Kyle done for this week. I hope you enjoyed this long episode today. I'll try and get this put on today, on Sunday. So from me and little Kyle, see you later. And remember to, what have you got to do? They've got to
Table.
you got to hit the bell. What else? You got to
Hit the subscribe.
hit the subscribe button. I'll see you next week. See you, bye.
Bye.
See ya.